My parents' story began in Wichita, Kansas, where they found each other and built dreams they would carry together.
Well, he lived next door to my brother, and every time that I would go over to my brother's house, Paw pops out, and he just stares me down. And I was very afraid of him because I didn't know if he was a werewolf or what at this point. So that's how we met, and I really didn't like him at first, but my brother insisted that he was a good guy and he would be a good man for me if I decided to go with him, and that's how I met him.
Young and full of hope, they set out for Houston, Texas, to create a life filled with possibilities and love. It was there in the bustling heart of Texas that my brother and I came into their lives.
We moved in 1975.
We did move to Houston, Texas in 1975 because we wanted to widen our horizons, and we wanted to make sure that we were able to move early into Texas so that we would be able to purchase our home that I had started working on before we decided to move to Houston, Texas, to make sure that everything was in place.
In Houston, my dad transferred his lawn service and poured his energy into rebuilding a life from the ground up. He started a lawn service in Houston, one that would become the cornerstone of his career, providing for us with every yard he shaped and every blade of grass he nurtured. My mom, with her passion for children, transferred her child care to Houston, Texas, Little Lynn's Daycare, where she made a difference for countless young lives. Her love and devotion went beyond our family, touching so many children who needed a safe place and a caring heart. Life was not without its struggles. My brother and I grew up watching their sacrifices, learning what it meant to work hard and love deeply. But as we grew older, our lives began to take different paths. My brother wrestled with his own challenges, trying to find his way, while I poured myself into school, determined to fulfill the dreams my parents had for us.
The economy got really bad in Kansas. We couldn't find a job, and so we both decided to move back to Houston, Texas, and give it a go because we did hear that they were booming in Texas at that time. So we took a shot at it, and lo and behold, that was the best idea we made.
Yeah, and it was just time to go. It was time to go, that's all.
The earth shook beneath our feet, and suddenly everything we thought was certain began to fall apart. My dad, the man who had carried us all, he couldn't carry himself anymore. He lost the ability to speak, and in an instant, the strongest man I had ever known was silenced.
I mean, I can't really say the word, but I was hanging lights, and all of a sudden it just struck me, just like
you didn't know who you were, you didn't know who I was. That was just devastating, and I couldn't believe that it was happening. And so I called the ambulance out. Remember that? Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
And they were asking you questions, and you were responding just like you are today. But thank God that you got over the first one, and then you just recently had a second one, and you're working on getting your speech back, and you're doing a good job at that as well.
Yes, that's what I was doing.
My mom became his caretaker as if she had been preparing for this moment her whole life. But no one can ever truly prepare for seeing the love of their life slipping away. She was tired, so tired, yet she pressed on. because that's what she knew: sacrifice, love, endurance. The same things they had taught us from the moment we were born. In that moment, as my brother and I watched them, we realized we owed them everything, all of it. The sacrifices, the moves, the dreams they put on hold for us. It all came full circle. And for the first time, we could see the weight that they had been carrying all those years. It broke our hearts, but it also made us stronger. It made us realize just how much love can endure. We were a family, and no matter how hard life hit us, we were determined to rise again. The road ahead was uncertain, and the pain was real, but so was hope. And what came next would define us forever.
Go.
Rap.
That's a wrap, ladies and
That's a
gentlemen.
wrap. All right.